Good morning. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 26th of March.
To you, not a bad looking day of weather ahead, actually. Lots of dry weather, spells of sunshine and some warmth to be had as well.
The boat race is just 2 weeks away.
You know, the thing about the boat race, I think anybody that doesn't know about the sport of rowing has kind of got to understand, end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century, sport of rowing was like the sport of football is today. It was massively important. People used to go and watch the top professional rowers compete on the Thames or on the Tyne, and they would also go and watch the boat race. You'd have these huge crowds, you know, in the 19th century watching rowing, and the thing is, professional rowing's now gone and you don't have the huge crowds watching rowing, but you go down to boat race and you've got upwards of 250,000 people on one of the world's great free shows.
Hardly a seat to be had on the banks of the Thames, 250,000 spectators.
It is the one. It is the original. It's the thing that people around the world want to watch. It'll be often the first and only time that rowing comes into their lives. That's how important this contest is.
Are the trophies on their way? I can see you.
Crew naming day is such a big day for the boat race.
10:38 and we're here at Battersea Power Station for the crew announcement. Craziest start. Just getting prepared to do some media, BBC, bit of a military operation.
We're at Battersea Power Station for the crew announcement.
Today's really important. It's about bringing together the wider public. It's about celebrating the teams.
This is a sign where the athletes get to say, I have now made my blue.
Get a chance to see the competition.
You guys going to be ready in about 10
It's something that only 9 people on the men's side, 9 people on the women's side get to do every year.
Yeah, if you've got loads of jewellery on, can you just take me to one or take it off just for theirs, please?
There's a lot going on, a lot of different moving parts, a lot of different things to capture. We're on a military schedule here. How are you getting on?
Right side stay, women out, please.
Running a bit behind schedule.
Oxford left, please. The quicker you do it, the less painful it is.
Getting here is a combination of a lot of hours, and a lot of investments of time. So, yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this for quite a while and very happy to be here.
Selection for a boat like this is always challenging.
The commitment's massive. Everyone's fighting for seats all the time.
It is really essential that you get the selection decisions right. Selecting the fastest athletes is the crux of it.
Really fine margins between the top group of guys.
Some people are going to make the crew and some aren't.
We have been fighting each other for a seat in the blue boat. That's one of the really hard things about rowing is you train together and yet have to try and beat your teammates and your friends to get that seat that you've been dreaming of.
To make it all the way to that crew announcement and getting to, stand in front of all the media and the whole world essentially and being able to get your spot, absolutely incredible.
The lineup had been pretty set for a couple of weeks and we were just sort of hanging around in the changing room and the coach came in and just said, I think this is the boat, we're gonna race the boat race in.
A weight lifted off of the shoulders and just pure excitement and just a lot of smiling and grinning.
Up until the point that the crew is selected, your seat is never safe.
A lot of seat racing, a lot of fixtures and looking at the telemetry.
Definitely not guaranteed. There's selection pressures, there's also just the obvious injury illness, trying to balance the academics with the training, which is very tough.
I had hip surgery last summer. I didn't know if I was going to recover in time for the boat race. It was touch and go for quite a lot of the season.
Been trying quite a few years. I was president a couple of years ago and didn't make the boat. From there on I've been pushing to try and really earn my seat in the blue boat. Those losses and those times I didn't make the boat just make it all the sweeter now, making the boat and feeling like the hard work really pays off.
The boat race for me is a phenomenal opportunity to take part in a rowing race with a history that essentially goes back further than any other.
You know, it really puts you in touch with the past in a way that I don't think you often get to be.
You really feel when you're building into race week, into the race day, you're part of something bigger.
It has a massive global interest.
Watched by millions of people all around the world.
It's about as big an occasion as you'll get in the sport of rowing.
You know, more people watch the boat race than watch the Olympic finals.
Outside of football, the most watched women's sporting event on the planet.
There's nothing else like it in the entire world.
Even growing up in Scotland, the boat race was a part of growing up. I remember watching it when I was very young. It was just a fixture. You got there to springtime, you watched the Grand National, you watched the Masters, you watched the boat race, you sat down, you picked a crew, you picked a colour, dark blue, light blue, and you watched it. We didn't really understand what was going on, where it was going on, but we knew that it was important.
I do remember being a 20-year-old and watching my first ever boat race. That was the first time I saw our sport on this, just a different stage.
Even growing up in Australia as a kid, I knew what the boat race was, and it was something I always dreamt of doing.
I feel like the general public don't know much about rowing, but they really, for some reason, really care about the boat race.
It's the first time I've seen the sun in weeks, honestly.
You know, it's about the size of the fight and the dog, not about the size of the dog and the fight.
It's about how big you look in the boat, I think.
5'8.5". How about you?
Oh, 5'11".
Boat race day is going to be a very, very unique experience, and there'll be things that pop up that I just could not have foreseen.
The day itself is special because it's unpredictable. You get up in the morning, you've seen the weather forecast, but you don't know what the conditions are going to be like on the river. So that's the first thing I look for, because the key thing about the boat race is, yes, it's crew against crew, but it's both crews against the river. The river is the other big character in this sporting event.
Watch that they're rowing and it's really, really smacking the blades.
What it does on the day, well, who knows? Mother Nature knows.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
The Tideway is a very special place to race.
It seems like anything can happen.
The wind against the tide can be a real leveller, can change the race dramatically in a matter of seconds.
We turn up on race day and it's jumping into the unknown.
You never really know how fast they are, what it's going to be like to race them.
We don't know our speed relative to theirs. Everyone finds out same day, same time we do.
That's the beauty of the race.
It is a totally different beast to racing on a normal flat lake 2K course.
Very different to what we'd normally be doing at a world championship.
It's very likely at some point down the course there will be some really nasty conditions for our crew. 2016, 10 years ago, they had waves crashing over the side of the boat to the point where the women's boat very nearly sank.
History is being made, not the history we wanted to see today, that's for sure.
If you've got choppy conditions on the day, that's something that you as a crew have got to take into consideration. Maybe you make a bit more shape, so when you actually tap down with your oar and give yourself separation between the water, tactics-wise, if the other boat is moving away, you don't need to think, you just need to do what the cox says. Your cox's word is gospel. You listen to whatever they say, no questions asked. It's actually quite straightforward.
I would say the cox is the most important person in the boat race crew. This is a brutal battle, a battle for the fastest water. Cox against cox. Who's got the bottle? Who is going to fight for that water to get a centimetre quicker run out of the boat?
They are throwing everything at you. I am looking at Thor. He is fucking struggling.
They have to have nerves of steel, and that's just the steering.
There's been clashes in the past, there have been people swimming in the river in the past.
And there he is, there's this swimmer, the intruder in the water.
Some people have lost oars in the past.
They have to remain calm, communicate incredibly clearly.
Yeah, they're putting a push in now. We are fucking brave, and we are on our rhythm.
When the crew is under pressure, when they're under attack, there's been heart rate monitors on them, and their heart rate is up like 160, 165. It's almost like they're running a race.
The race is a test of endurance and watermanship, and Boat Race 2025 is certainly going to be that.
Very warm welcome to Battersea Power Station, our grand venue, once again for our 2025 Chanel J12 boat race crew and You've got to watch the boat race because it doesn't matter if you didn't go to Oxford, didn't go to Cambridge. That applies to a lot of people, but you're going to see that pure sport. You're going to see intriguing stories as well. You're going to see some top quality sport with Olympians coming into the boats, but you're going to see one university in Oxford trying to end long runs for Cambridge on both sides, in the men's and women's. So if that doesn't grab you, nothing does.
Pursuit of excellence, right? Like, it's really cool to throw genuinely everything you have into something and come out the other side of it and be like, I have given this everything.
I truly believe it's going to go right to the nth degree.
I know that the Oxford guys will be pulling absolutely to their physical limit.
While that might be challenging for myself and our athletes physically, it's going to be a great race to watch.
We've got the personnel, but more than anything, I think we've got the belief and the fire in the engine to want to win this race.
We have so much fuel to win as a team.
I've lost 2 races, and I can imagine how I'm going to feel when I win this one, and it's going to be so worth it.
Cambridge could be favourites. I don't know. That's for other people to say, but we're just having great fun, and we're determined to be our very best on April 13th.
Everyone just says that when you walk out of those doors and you go to launch for the race, that it's just so magical. And I want to be sure that I can take it all in and just experience it with this group of girls.
I can't wait actually to come under Hammersmith Bridge and hear the noise of everyone standing on the bridge cheering us along.
It's that moment just before where you question yourself, have I done enough? Could I have done more?
I have so much trust in the girls who are going to sit behind me and the Cox who sits in front, and I know that we will give everything to come out on top.
It's really wonderful to be able to just soak up as much as you can this year and know that you'll always be a part of the Cambridge team, and you'll always be a part of the Cambridge boat club and history, and you'll have all the friends and cool people you meet along the way.
My crew means a huge amount. They're sort of, the people I've been spending, upwards of 30, 40 hours a week with. They are my life. Literally my life.
Thank you very much indeed. The best cruise win. When the flag drops on boat race day, there is part of me that is completely internal and focusing on the rhythm of the girl in front of me and the girl behind me. But there's another part that is get our barball ahead as soon and as fast as possible.
At the end of the day, you're training for the race that's the boat race.
In their minds, this is the only thing that matters to me. And it matters more than that because it has such tradition, because it would be on anyone's bucket list of events to say, I've never done the boat race. I've won at Henley, I've won at the Olympics, but I never managed to win the boat race. I can't tick that off. These guys have come to Oxford and Cambridge to say they've done that. It is massively important. It is all that matters to them.
I'll be putting sort of every ounce of my resource into this race. But I recognise that some days on race day, things just don't go your way. And you just have to deal with that. Does that mean I'm not going to try? No way in hell.
I know people want pure drama and great racing. And if there's one thing the boat race guarantees, it is drama.
Is some contest. And Cambridge are in real trouble. And again they're being warned.
The race has been stopped. The race has been stopped.
The intruder in the water.
Back again, Sarah.
It's good to finally be here.
Good to finally be here.
The boat race is unique. It's so different to any event. I cover a lot of sporting events in the professional world, and it is just different. It is just competition, it's just rivalry. It is just for winning or losing. That's everything.
Just west of the river, Mississippi mud.
I remember as a kid, people would ask me around about the time of boat race, like, which team are you? And I remember kids in my road, they were wearing sort of bits of dark blue or light blue wool as kind of favours of the team that they supported. I mean, they didn't really know anything about it. It was on the telly, but it was such a compelling thing for young oarsmen and women. they're your rowing heroes. You look up to them and you aspire to be like them. So it's incredibly aspirational, it's incredibly inspirational. And it's one of the things the rowing community, not just in Britain, but in the whole world, looks up to. So you get people, you know, in many countries of the world, and the first look at rowing they get is the Oxford-Cambridge boat race. And you can't say better than that.
It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul.
Comfy.
I only see you now in memory or in the night on a long drive through. Someday I'll put off the road somewhere near Easter morning, and I'll find that little church where my family filled the pew. I spend my whole